Hey, what's going on, guys? Well, I have a knife here that I'm about to sharpen. I want to read the letter that came with the knife. It says, "Dear Jeff, thanks for taking a look at my Delica for me. I really do appreciate it. It would make for a good video showing how to maintain this knife, as I have had some issues with it. I didn't include this in my YouTube message, but I also noticed small amount of blade play. Keep in mind this knife has never been put to hard use, as most of the time it is clipped to my pocket. Anyway, thanks again, and keep up the good videos. Your friend Greg, ZMe Gaming." That's his YouTube channel. So, he does participate all the time in the comments, which I greatly appreciate. He sent this knife for me to sharpen, and he mentioned it might make a good video, and that's exactly why I'm filming this. So I want to show him what I'm doing to his knife. So first off, let's take a look at this. Now, he said it didn't get any hard use. I want to say that, you know, he knows better than I do with this knife, but here's the edge here. And you can see a substantial amount of chipping all throughout here. Looks like maybe trying to cut some wire. This is the VG10 version of a Delica, so I don't know. You'd probably have to be cutting some pretty hard stuff in order to get some chipping like that. That is some serious chipping. So it'll be a little bit of a challenge. Broke out the Edge Pro here. Christina has not seen this yet. She sent with me. She thought it'd be exciting, or she was excited to see how it works and everything. She was asking me, "Hey, you know, what do you use to sharpen knives? What do you like the most?" And I said, you know, the Edge Pro Apex is one of my favorite systems. So I'm going to show her how to use it and show you guys the process. I'm going to cut film here because I'm not going to show setting it up. I have reviews on this, you know, before. Alright, so I have the Edge Pro Apex here. I'm going to angle this a little bit so you guys can see it better. Running the coarse stone here. This is not the best surface because this is an uneven, like rough cut table. It's a very cool rustic look, but it's not flat, so I don't get a perfect suction with this. So it's not going to be super stable this way. I'm going to do a couple passes so you guys can see what I'm doing, but then of course move to a stable area, or at least do it without the tripod so I can do it without screwing the knife up. But generally speaking here, you're going to start off, particularly with that rough edge, you're going to start off with a coarser stone. Now, most of the time when I'm using the system, I don't use the coarse stone. It's only when it's pretty rough. Usually you can go right from a medium grit to the high, and then in this case, when I'm all done, I will finish this up with a 1000 grit polish. Now, I'm running the yellow line on the Apex. Let me put the camera up a little bit to see this. It's the second option from the top, and then it's 21 degrees per side. All right, so it's going to basically rough this up a little bit. The Spydercos from factory, I believe, are 15 per side, so it's going to be a little bit of a higher angle to start off with, and we're going to go from there. So, put right in the system, have my guide lined up and everything. Of course, with the system, make sure you don't move the knife at all once it's in there, so you keep that consistent angle. And we will repeat the process on the back. But because this edge is pretty chewed up, it's going to take a little bit to get started here. Alright, paper towel. Take a look at this real quick. And it's going to take a little bit to get those out. I got a couple of them, a couple of the smaller ones out. But basically, I'm going to continue this process without the camera because it's easier. And I'm going to go on one side, then the other side, of course. Right now, I'm creating a heavy burr with that coarse stone. But once I get this to where we actually have a flat edge, coarse stone, after about, I don't know, 2 minutes or so, it's able to get out all of those gouges. So, even grinding, just want to make sure this is nice and simple. What I do for this is, at first you're a little aggressive. You're not pushing down very hard at all because you can slip and screw up your angle and scratch up the blade pretty good. But you want to be pretty consistent with a downward pressure on the system. Of course, with this super coarse stone, you're going to create quite a burr on the other side. So when you flip it over, do the same. But gradually go back and forth and use a little bit less pressure. In the end, you're basically just using the weight of the stone here. Okay, so you don't keep creating that burr on the other side. Now I'm going to switch out the stones. Actually, before I do, if I get a piece of paper, baby, I'm going to cut this just to show you. I mean, it's the very beginning of this process here. By the time I'm done, it's going to be nice and sharp. So I'm going to give you a cut test through all the different levels. You see right now, very rough, heavy burrs. It still slices through paper, but it's nowhere near where we want it. Okay, consistent edge, but not sharp. Okay, it's just too rough, too toothy, you should say. All right, guys. Well, I'm not going to show you every step of this process because I did do a review on this showing it. But right now I'm up to the ultra fine stone, which happens to be the yellow one. Let's give you guys another quick cut test here. We're going to put a polish on this as well. So cleaner cuts. But I want to get a nice polish on this edge, make it look good too. And I'll show you the final product as well. Whoop. I don't know if that was on camera. Looks like it's catching on one spot here, so I have to work on it. Let's see. In the middle, one of those. I don't know, might be fluke. No, I feel a tiny little notch towards the center of the blade here. Right there. You guys saw that where it stopped. Right there. Catches just a little bit, so I have to still work that out. But product here. That's it for now. I think it's pretty decent. It's not 100% perfect, but the only problem I really have is down here in the ricasso, and that's mainly just due to the fact that this one's waved. It throws off the angle just a little bit, but to be honest, it's pretty darn close. It's definitely sparkling, as you can see, and you can see it's definitely a mirror. See the HD on the camera there, right there. And on the reverse, so we have 21 degrees on each side, so a little bit of a steeper grind than the factory edge. Hopefully that will help some chipping issues. Final cut test. It's like a hot knife through butter. So I think you could be very happy with this. I've said it a million times before, but highly recommend the Edge Pro Apex. It's a great system. When you see someone do a cut test like that, and you go, oh man, it's not sharp, it's because usually they're push cutting through, but it slides down and hits the ricasso right there. You see how that's tearing? So sometimes it doesn't look very impressive. This has nothing to do with the blade whatsoever. It's just the user's, you know, how they're actually trying to do that cut test for you. So there you go. Hopefully he will like that. I know people will ask if I can do this for their knives. Just depends. Honestly, I get this every single day. Someone asks me to sharpen their knives, and randomly I will sharpen knives for people. You know, I don't charge anything for it. It's just to be nice. I don't have time to do everyone's all the time. Otherwise I would. But anyway, that's all. Thanks for watching, guys. Hope you enjoyed the video. If you like the system, refer to that specific review. You'll get much more information about it and how I use it. So, all right, guys, just want to show you this real quick. We're back at the Microscope after it's been polished up. You can see right there in the middle of your screen, it's still slightly what I would consider, I guess, serrated now. They've been sharpened out. All those little dents in the edge there were kind of rolled over and chipped out. They're sharpened out pretty good, but they're not gone. You can see one right in the middle of your screen right there. When I come down the blade, you guys can see one right there, a major one, and then a tiny one right in the middle of your screen right there. So it's not completely sharpened out, The rest of the edge is fairly straight. But just want to show you that. It's really interesting. It doesn't affect the cutting performance that much. If you're doing the paper cutting test, of course, it might catch every now and then. I'm finding, I don't know, maybe once out of every 5 times I slice, it'll actually catch the paper just a little bit. As far as a utility blade, not going to be affected whatsoever. But I did want to show you that, though. Even with a super sharp edge, you can still have a little bit of damage there. Now, this might be something that, say your EDC knife has. And it's very hard to see with the naked eye. If you were to angle your blade a little bit, you might be able to, catch it in the light. It'll glimmer a little bit like that. But still an extremely sharp, extremely usable edge, even though there's still that little bit of damage along the very edge there. So just want to show you that to you. The little microscope here is really cool, really fun to play with, looking at knife stuff, particularly looking at different types of edges and damage and things of that nature. But that's pretty much it, guys. Just wanted to finish the video with that note there. And I want to thank you for watching. Hope you have a great day. See you soon. Take care.